fuck am I going to do with this? Welcome back to Bottle Bottom with Paddy, the cocktail show where Paddy swears that he had something to say. I'm your host, Paddy, once again bringing you the cocktail weirdness from the dark depths of the internet. This one was a special request from you. Yes, you, my infernal legion. And someone desperately wanted me to make something out of blue Gatorade, so let's see how that goes. It's a unique challenge, I'm not gonna lie. What is it even called? Blue Bolt. It's not perhaps as, shall we say, obscure a flavour as Mountain Blast or Mountain whatever they have these days.
Mountain Ranch.
Oh, the Mountain Ranch. it's like a desert butt. It's like wadi dryness. It's like some of these sound
Honey
like
Tycoon.
it's like angry vole. No, I think that someone must have eaten those. But I swear some of these flavors sound more like deodorant styles than they do things that you would actually put in your mouth. Anyone out there listening, do not put deodorant in your mouth. Just like big favor from Paddy to you. Here at Bottle Bottom, we've got 2 rules. 1, I'm not allowed to buy more booze, as my stash of objects probably already grandly suggests. 2, remember rule number 1, and you're here to watch me crash and burn as I attempt with my desperate, powerful courage to make this into a cocktail. Scientific attempt the first. I regret my choices. Alrighty, folks.
I don't see you drinking the hot sauce.
Stop telling me to do things on the internet. Stop telling me that you know it's too reliable a way to make me do things.
Pat reviews hot sauce.
I'm out of MSG. I couldn't put any in. I'm probably going to regret that too.
We've got MS. Oh no,
I think we're out of MSG,
I think we're out of
Josh.
MSG.
We're out of MSG magic, Josh. What have we done?
I requested an MSG cocktail.
So yeah, I was going to put MSG in this cocktail. I actually had a really good idea. I'm sort of improvising around that. So, all right, attempt number 1. The idea, like Gatorade Shandy, kind of jumped into my head, and it sounds like as bad an idea as it is, I suspect. But I feel like I can actually make this work. 'Cause most of the flavors we're getting off this Blue Bolt, well, you've got your electrolytes, essentially a sort of gentle saltiness, and a big sort of fruity number. So we're going to try and earth that. We're going to use the sort of hoppiness of the beer to try and give that a bit more grounding. And then we're going to add a bunch of interesting savoury elements to try and give it a bit more complexity. So, starting off in classic Shandy Town, I might need to spike this up as it's probably just going to swallow anything I put into it. Your object is half and half. This isn't quite a pint glass, but we're going to do our level best. The other challenge is I want to preserve some of this colour.
That colour's not going anywhere.
Yeah. It'll be stuck on your tongue afterwards.
Like things are just going to be blue.
What beer are we using first, Pat?
Alright, so to attempt to cantilever off these fruity and salty-ish notes. You know, I think what goes well with beer, if you're like eating chips with salt, there's the salt, and if you're drinking like chilies, I guess, it's like, anyways, don't worry, I've planned ahead for that one, audience. So we have a charming local pale ale, Burnley, quite close to my old place they make this beer, but it is call it a relatively easy drinking pale ale. Good sort of hoppy body. Now let's see how well the colours, it's praise monster, praise swamp thing. I like where this is going.
Beautiful green.
It's a pretty special creature, isn't it? Alright, so as I said, well, this is our straight up Gatorade Shandy. We could stop there. I mean, I'm gonna have to taste it, don't I? Like, let's see what happens. That's a drink. I'm going to reserve judgment until I get Magic Josh's opinion on this.
Yeah, that's totally drinkable.
Yeah, it's like almost dangerously so, folks. We've had this problem before where it's like, let's do something really silly. No, I could drink that all day. And I think the threat of the Gatorade is that you're actually getting those vital salts to keep you alive as the beer flushes them out of you again. So it's like, oh no, this is a trap. This is a trap, folks. So I'm just gonna, like I said, in the Michelada style, I'm going to sort of muck around, liven it up a bit. Got some hot sauce. You know, it's the classic hangover cure approach. Get just a little drop of that. In this case, we're doing a habanero sauce. Extra hot, so just a drop there. Look how I can do that by reflex, but not with grenadine. And in the Michelada style, once again, a little dash of soy sauce. I could use Worcestershire, but I'm only going to use a touch of this. Oh, inky darkness. Look at that layering, team. Check that out. Look at us do science here. Oh, that's a monster. All right, so we did not preserve the color exactly. We have still created something I think deeply unnatural. Now I'm going to give it a bit of a stir. I don't want to sort of crush those layers, but I just want the hot sauce to have a bit more distribution. Because ultimately, like I said, we had a lot of sweet notes in there. So I'm just trying to give it some extra layers. This still looks like something from outer space. Outer space, though.
This is Halloween themed.
No, that's good. We're getting to Halloween early.
Yeah.
That did not even dent it. Okay. I'm tempted to drop in a little bit of the scotch. Let's find out. It's like, hey, this is what Bottle Bottom's all about. We have a request from the studio audience.
If you put that one in,
Hmm?
the one with the whoop,
Hmm?
it could turn into a Pangalactic Lava Blaster.
It could. You're right. I'll do both, I think. Yeah. Alright, so definitely from outer space.
You said space and I saw gold. So.
Yes, that's true. that's why I cracked it out. So I'm going to use a little something to earth a little more. Isla single malt because why do I do this to myself? This is actually a nice drinking scotch, but like the things I do for you. The things I do for you, Bottle Bottom. Why did I create this purgatory? But that does not disrupt our colour too much. In fact, it adds to the luscious green that we are cultivating in this glass. Oh yeah. Nothing cuts through a flavour like peat. We miss you, Pete.
Fuck you, Pete.
Damn it, Pete. You're at it again.
You know what you did.
Oh yeah, so that's given us a lovely rich smokiness there. And only a little half measure in a big glass like this, so sort of working off your classic Boilermaker idea, I think we've come to something pretty special with that.
What do you think the raw alcohol percentage of this glass is now?
As for the amount of alcohol in there, in honesty, we're probably only verging a little over 1 Australian standard drink. That'd be like a bit more than a half pint, I guess, in old-timey measures, depending on the strength of your beer. So this right here is actually relatively tame.
What do you call it now?
Give me a second.
Okay.
I have one more thing to
Okay, sorry. Be charming, man.
There's one last evil act. Because, Patty, what the devil are you going to do with this cinnamon schnapps? This cinnamon schnapps that has gold in it. Thank you once again, Kellen Owen, for your kindly donation to the running of the household. I can open a bottle. So yeah, we've got a Goldschlager. Love me them umlauts. But if you've got a green interplanetary monster, then really, can you get any better than adding gold dust to the accursed thing? I'm going to go whole hog, because the scotch added quite a bit of punch to it. Oh yes, get that cinnamon, get that toastiness.
Get that stomach foam.
Alright, little monster.
That's a good name.
Let's see what you've got. It's beautiful! How did I do so well? How do I keep not failing? No, not messing around, folks. This is deranged. But I actually kind of love it. Like, obviously, it's leading hard with the schnapps. And that gives it this sort of very pungent spiciness. The Scotch is grounding it with some earthy notes, but we're still getting the fruitiness through. So as My Little Monster goes, it's a very enjoyable beverage.
Hold it close to the camera.
I wish I could lean in harder for you to get the gold more, but...
Now, grab your hands. Ooh.
Let's see what you got, Magic Josh. It's a drink with a lot going on.
Yeah, with the cinnamon and fruit, that works really nice.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got saltiness to it.
So, in truth, I could probably manage it without the whiskey, but the cinnamon schnapps is really carrying it there. I set out to create a monster, and I made a thing of beauty.
Well, depends on your perspective, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, why does this keep happening? So, happy lead up to Halloween, everybody. You can make this My Little Monster at home. Very simply, it's half Gatorade, half Pale Ale, dash of hot sauce, dash of soy sauce, and a slug of cinnamon schnapps. Gold optional, but very attractive. I'm gonna have to poop out all this non-reactive metal, aren't I? Life is fun.
Yeah, I reckon you could even replace it with any other flavour schnapps, to be honest.
Yeah, schnapps tends to have that sort of vibe to it, doesn't it? It's like just sticky. Yeah. it's that, isn't it? It's the sort of sticky mouth coating-y kind of. Yeah. Like I get the cinnamon. I get the cinnamon.
And the hot sauce and the cinnamon work well together in the aftertaste, like in the back of the throat.
Yeah, only a very gentle amount of hot sauce, but yeah, like that's. I think the cinnamon does come through. I don't have like a cherry schnapps or something that would be another option, but yeah, this is too good.
Or a peach schnapps.
Yeah, peach schnapps would play really nicely as well, I suppose. But I think because it's because cinnamon's that earthy kind of spice, it gives us another note. Whereas if we threw a fruitier one in this, I don't feel like it would play nearly as well. Alright, well that was My Little Monster. But let it not be said that I do not give you wonderful things, dear people. I'm going to put this over here. Magic Josh can have this one. It's like, so that I'm not going down alone, damn it. As fun as a shandy is, I feel like it's not exactly a bad faith argument, internet, but I feel like making a Gatorade shandy is maybe not what the people telling me what to do. The voices in my head, the squawking birds in my window exactly wanted. So I'm going to make something a little more spirit forward, and damn it, you cannot fault me for enthusiasm at least. Ha 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 ha! I just got to figure out what that is. So, in addition to the shandy, folks, that's right, you get another drink. Gonna go for one that's a bit more spirit forward this time. We're going to play it out. Back to the gin, everyone. Sweet Jennifer rides again. If you have not yet had the chance to drive out to Terra Australis at Dalesford, well, look, you don't have to. It is, I would call it a richer botanical gin rather than a distinctly dry one, but it does have a lot of body, so hopefully that is going to be enough to shine through our feature act here. Now I'm going to work a little harder to maintain the colour in this one as well, so first things first.
Magic! Magic, magic, magic!
Yep, oh boy, get that sweet editing magic, everybody.
That's right, we're putting ice cream in.
Yeah, it's like, what's in my freezer? Cool, so a bit of ice there. Yeah, I reckon we can ride this out. So we'll go for a measure of gin. I think I'm going to keep this one as an ice in, although I might strain it out after all. We'll see how we're feeling at the tail of it. Once again, the lovely folks at Bottle Bottom are lacking a cocktail shaker. If you fund us to X amount, we will absolutely invest in the hardware that'll let me maybe shake things a little more dramatically. I don't know, we'll find out. There's only one way to know. cinnamon schnapps. I'm going to say a half measure of that. We're going into cocktail territory here, but only sort of dipping and wiggling our toes. We'll see how we feel. And then 2 parts of our Blue Bolt. And this gets us something a little more classic. It might look like an aviation, but believe me, it tastes absolutely nothing like an aviation. Yeah. Magic, 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 magic.
No one saw a thing.
It's like no one knows what I'm doing, especially not me. Yeah, I'm going to strain that. It's got a beautiful blue sky kind of colour to it, doesn't it? That's alright. Oh, I know what you are. You're an icebreaker. That's what you are. You can see it there. Ex-Soviet machinery smashing on through the smashing on through the ice of the Arctic. This is what's happening right here. I've had worse. It's like, okay, I think we are actually pushing up against our operational limits here. This is, oh yeah, there's a lot of that schnapps coming through. So leaning hard on cinnamon. The only thing we're getting off the gin is a very gentle maltiness, and the rest is that Gatoradeism, that fruity salt. That is as best as I can describe it. I'm not going to say electrolyte every time I have to communicate this idea.
Tastes like
Magic
blue.
Josh, make it happen.
Tastes like blue.
Yeah, we're tasting a lot of blue here.
That's pretty good.
Like I said, it's
Like,
yeah.
way better than a regular fucking vodka cruiser or something. And you can be like, can I buy you an icebreaker?
Then it becomes an icebreaker, yeah. And at least you are getting a little bit of those vital salts once again to keep you drinking fit all night. And who's going to complain that I'm helping keep the, when I say kids, obviously over 18ers, but you know, you hit my age, everyone under 40 looks about 12. Living the dream, am I right? But yeah, like, who's gonna complain that I help the kids stay hydrated? This is, it reminds me more than anything, I think, of like the more abrasive end of the old-fashioned, or the whiskey sour, where you're getting like this very dark, thick, humid taste to a spirit, where it is absolutely just sort of coating your mouth and sticking to everything. And I think this is a good example of where we could play out another kind of schnapps. The gin here is it's doing legwork, but it's not singing through too clearly. But that's all right. I feel like, disturbingly enough, if you like a Negroni, you'd actually probably like this all right. So, my 2 wicked children. I've wandered into the Gatorade mines for you this week, folks, and I've come out with 2 drinks. They are most certainly drinks. 2 fantastic uses of world-renowned sports drink Gatorade. Try at your own risk, but you know, absolutely. If this gets the creativity moving, then what's the harm? Oh, there it goes. It's like,
Oh no, he died from electrolyte poisoning.
Patty was buried, but it's like in the Gatorade mine he loved so much. So thank you for the challenge, Twitter. This could have been a lot worse. As I said, the Gatorade has proven itself surprisingly adaptable when it comes to cocktail flavors. So, for those of you looking forward to more delicious cocktail nonsense, or just hearing my voice for hours at a time, I can usually be found at liberationindustries.net or on Twitter at PattyHutcho if you want to be sending me more of these interesting requests. As I said, if you request I do something on the internet, that is a very fine encouragement for me to do it, though I strongly suspect I am going to regret that phrase. It's just a matter of time. Big thanks to Magic Josh and Heckling Liz in the studio audience tonight. It's been great. Everybody clap from home. I know you're all trapped in your homes still. trapped in your homes long enough that mixing all these things with Gatorade seems like a fantastic idea. And I'm gonna drink the hot sauce just for the internet.
This is your outtake.
YouTube says I'm not allowed to do dangerous things, but
It's your fault, Josh. I have to kiss that mouth later.
I was drinking hot sauce, Pat.
he's okay, everyone! Not dead.
Yet.
Woo!
That's a great place to end it. Fucking cut.